Welcome back to the channel. We're back today to tackle a dating conundrum that's been around for centuries. The art of the ignore. You know the drill, that whole play hard to get thing, the idea that if you feign disinterest, a woman will magically be drawn to you. But hold on to your hats, because this video flips the script entirely. We're throwing out the manipulative tactics often associated with pickup artistry, and instead, we're taking a deep dive into the surprising world of Stoicism. Yes, the ancient philosophy known for bearded dudes contemplating life's big questions. Believe it or not, Stoicism has some serious insights to offer when it comes to the confusing world of dating. Think of Stoicism as a training program for your mind and emotions. It's about mastering your reactions, staying cool under pressure, and living a life based on strong values. Sounds pretty far removed from the butterflies and awkward silences of dating, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. We'll show you how Stoic principles can be surprisingly powerful tools in your dating arsenal, helping you build healthy connections based on mutual respect and genuine confidence. You might even discover that ignoring someone you're interested in can be a strategic move, but for entirely different reasons than the manipulative tactics of the past. Because let's face it, the whole ignore her to win her over mentality has a dark side. We'll expose the manipulative tactics at play, how they can lead to emotional harm, and why they often backfire spectacularly. Forget the games and head games altogether. This video is about building genuine self-worth, the kind that attracts partners who appreciate you for the awesome person you truly are. So ditch the outdated advice and get ready to unlock the true art of ignoring. It's not about playing some weird power game. It's about empowering yourself to build fulfilling connections and attract the kind of partner who deserves your awesomeness. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into the world of Stoic dating and show you how to navigate the complexities of attraction with authenticity and integrity. Are you ready for that? Let's get started. Stoicism, a philosophy centered on reason, virtue, and self-control, provides a framework for navigating life's complexities, including relationships. A core principle is emotional mastery, understanding and managing your emotions to respond constructively rather than impulsively. This becomes particularly relevant in delicate relationships, where manipulation, disrespect, and hurt feelings can easily arise. Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic figure, 161 to 180 AD, faced a personal challenge in his marriage to Faustina the Younger. Rumors of her extramarital affairs cast a shadow over their relationship. While there's no definitive record of his response, Stoicism offers a range of possibilities aligned with its core principles. He might have confronted Faustina directly, expressing concerns while maintaining respect for her position. Open communication, a cornerstone of healthy relationships, could have been his chosen path. Alternatively, understanding the limitations of his control, he might have practiced Stoic acceptance, acknowledging the situation without succumbing to jealousy or anger. This wouldn't condone her actions but demonstrate his emotional mastery. Given his role as emperor, he could have prioritized the empire's stability, tolerating Faustina's behavior and focusing on his duty to Rome over personal desires. Regardless of his specific actions, the situation sheds light on core Stoic principles. Stoicism emphasizes managing emotions rather than being controlled by them. Aurelius wouldn't have allowed rumors to dictate his behavior or fuel destructive emotions. He would have treated Faustina with respect, a fundamental Stoic value that transcends personal circumstances. Finally, Stoicism teaches focusing on what you can control, your own actions and reactions. Aurelius' focus would have been on his own character and fulfilling his duties as emperor. The story of Marcus Aurelius and Faustina, while shrouded in historical ambiguity, serves as a powerful illustration of Stoic principles in the face of relational complexities. By focusing on emotional control, respect, and self-awareness, Stoicism equips individuals to navigate challenging situations with grace and dignity, fostering stronger, more resilient relationships. The idea of manipulating someone's emotions, especially a woman's, through ignoring them clashes with the core principles of Stoicism. This philosophy emphasizes treating everyone with respect, recognizing the inherent value each person possesses regardless of gender. Ignoring someone solely because they're a woman disrespects their worth and reveals a desire for control over something entirely outside your domain: their feelings. Imagine a Stoic like Emperor Marcus Aurelius facing unrequited romantic interest. Known for his wisdom and justice, Aurelius wouldn't resort to childish games like ignoring someone. Stoicism teaches emotional control, not manipulation. Ignoring someone often stems from uncontrolled emotions, anger, frustration, or a desire for power. These are the very emotions Stoicism seeks to conquer through reason and self-awareness. A Stoic would advocate for clear and honest communication, even if it means facing rejection with grace. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what we can control, our own actions and reactions. Ignoring someone in the hopes of manipulating their feelings falls outside that realm. It's a waste of valuable energy better spent on personal growth and building genuine connections. As Epictetus, another prominent Stoic figure, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Ignoring someone isn't a reaction, it's an avoidance tactic that ultimately avoids the core issue. It fosters resentment and hinders personal growth. Instead, Stoicism encourages self-reflection and emotional mastery. How can you learn from this situation? How can you express your feelings in a mature and respectful manner? By focusing on personal growth and self-improvement, you empower yourself to navigate these situations effectively and build genuine connections. True attraction, as Stoicism would posit, is built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Games and manipulation create an imbalanced dynamic, a relationship built on shifting sands that will eventually crumble. Consider the Stoic philosopher Seneca, advisor to emperors. Despite his wealth and influence, Seneca valued genuine connection and treated everyone with respect. His writings emphasize the importance of authenticity and emotional intelligence in fostering healthy relationships. The foundation of a healthy relationship lies in honesty, respect, and clear communication, all core principles of Stoicism. These principles create a space for trust and vulnerability, the bedrock of genuine connection. Imagine two Stoics in a relationship. They would communicate openly and honestly, addressing any issues head-on with reason and compassion. This approach fosters a connection built on mutual understanding and respect, a far cry from the manipulative tactics explored in the proposed video title. Instead of focusing on ignoring someone, consider these Stoic questions that can guide you towards building healthy connections. How can I communicate my feelings in a way that is both truthful and considerate? What lessons can I extract from this experience, win or lose? How can I leverage this situation for personal development? And, with focusing on these principles and asking yourself these questions, you can cultivate healthy and fulfilling relationships built on a foundation of mutual respect and genuine connection. Remember, Stoicism encourages emotional intelligence, self-control, and open communication qualities far more valuable than manipulative tactics. The concept of using silence as a weapon to punish a woman might hold a certain allure, a strategic way to gain the upper hand. But for those who follow the philosophy of Stoicism, it's a path paved with potential disaster. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes reason as the guiding light through life's inevitable storms, and that includes the emotional tempests that rage within us. When you choose to ignore someone you care about, you're essentially handing over the captain's wheel to your anger or hurt feelings. This hardly reflects the emotional mastery that Stoicism values so highly. Let's dissect this strategy further. What is the true goal of the silent treatment? Is it an apology you seek? Perhaps you desire for her to experience the mirror image of your pain, a sort of emotional tit-for-tat? The problem lies in the inherent ambiguity of silence. It's a language fraught with misinterpretations, most often leaning towards the negative. She might interpret your silence as a complete loss of interest or worse, a calculated act of cruelty. This shutdown of communication creates a breeding ground for misunderstandings and deeper emotional wounds. The Stoics, in stark contrast, advocated for a direct approach to challenges. Their philosophy champions the use of logic and reason as tools to forge solutions. Remember the words of Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher. It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. Ignoring someone shuts down the very possibility of a constructive response. Instead, why not initiate an open and honest conversation? Voice your concerns with a calm and assertive demeanor. It might not be the easiest path, but trust me, it's far more productive than this childish game of emotional one-upmanship. Let's face it, ignoring someone is, at its core, a juvenile tactic. It might offer a temporary illusion of power, but ultimately achieves nothing of substance. Deep down, are you really hoping she'll come crawling back, desperate for your attention? But consider the alternative. What if she doesn't? What if she moves on with her life, unfazed by your attempts at emotional manipulation? By shutting down communication, you relinquish control of the situation and any chance of resolving the issue, or even maintaining a friendship. The Stoics remind us, the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Ignoring someone is essentially surrendering control of the situation to the whims of miscommunication. Imagine you and your girlfriend, Nadia, have been planning a weekend getaway to celebrate your anniversary. You've booked a cozy cabin in the mountains, planned some romantic hikes, and even surprised Nadia with tickets to a local winery tour. You're both buzzing with excitement. Suddenly, Nadia receives a work email. A massive project with a tight deadline lands right on her desk just days before the trip. Disappointment washes over you. The frustration is real. All that planning seemingly down the drain, and the excitement replaced by a knot of worry in your stomach. The easy route might be to retreat into silence. You could avoid Nadia's calls, send short, emotionless texts, and stew in your disappointment. But that's where the wisdom of Stoicism kicks in. Ignoring her won't magically change the deadline, and it certainly won't foster a sense of teamwork in your relationship. Instead, channel your inner Stoic. Take a deep breath and acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to be disappointed, even frustrated. Remember, as Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient." So here's the mature approach. Seek a conversation with Nadia. Maybe you say something like, "Hey Nadia, this new project sounds intense. I'm bummed about maybe having to reschedule the trip, but I understand work deadlines are important. Can we brainstorm some solutions together?" This opens the door for honest communication and a chance to find a win-win situation. Now, the conversation might not be easy. You both have valid feelings, and navigating them requires mutual respect. Listen actively to Nadia's perspective. Maybe she's stressed but open to delegating tasks or pushing back the deadline slightly. Maybe you can still squeeze in a shorter, closer getaway, or postpone the winery tour for a later date. Remember, Stoicism emphasizes reason alongside emotions. Explore options together. The key is to work through the challenge as a team, using logic and reason to find a solution that works for both of you. This approach might be more difficult than the silent treatment, but the rewards are far greater. You demonstrate emotional control, understanding for Nadia's situation, and a willingness to communicate openly. It might even spark a deeper connection and strengthen your bond. After all, navigating challenges together is what strong relationships are built on. In the end, you might find a solution that leaves you both feeling supported and closer, even if the original cabin getaway has to wait. Relationships are inherently complex. They demand effort, patience, and a willingness to work through challenges. But the rewards they offer are unparalleled. If you truly care about this woman, wouldn't you rather strive to find a solution together, rather than resorting to emotional manipulation? Ditch the silent treatment. Channel your inner Stoic. Embrace reason and communication, and see where it takes you. You might be surprised by the results: a deeper connection, a stronger understanding, and perhaps even a resolution to the underlying problem. And that, my friends, is a far more satisfying outcome than the fleeting ego boost of the silent treatment. Take a coffee and let's talk about something interesting: the Stoic perspective on ignoring someone, particularly a woman as some media portrays it. It might seem like a power move, this silent treatment, but through the lens of Stoicism, it crumbles pretty fast. Stoicism, remember, is that philosophy that emphasizes reason, logic, and emotional control. Ignoring someone, that goes against everything they stand for. Seneca, a Roman Stoic heavyweight, once wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Open and honest communication is key to enjoying that present moment in any relationship. When you shut someone out, you shut down any chance of a rational discussion or understanding their perspective. Think about it this way. A woman tries to talk to you about something bothering her, maybe a family issue. Silence on your end just creates a breeding ground for misunderstandings and emotional blow-ups. Stoicism, on the other hand, pushes for open dialogue, a space where both of you can express yourselves and find a solution based on reason. There's also the whole Stoic thing about focusing on what you can control, your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. Ignoring someone throws that principle right out the window. You're basically giving up control of the situation by letting their emotions and interpretations fester. Imagine Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a big Stoic name, ignoring his wife Faustina when she's worried about the public good. Not only would that leave her feeling unheard, but it would also prevent him from addressing a potential problem and regaining control. As Epictetus, a freed slave and Stoic teacher, once asked, "Is it someone else who upsets you, or your own judgment about it?" Ignoring someone is basically failing to answer that question. It's a passive-aggressive way of letting the situation dictate your emotional response instead of taking charge and talking things through. Respect is another core Stoic value that gets stomped on when someone chooses silence over communication. Stoicism emphasizes treating others with respect, even in disagreements. Ignoring someone, especially in a romantic relationship, can be seen as a dismissal of their feelings and concerns. Think about Cato the Younger, a Stoic known for his unwavering principles, ignoring his wife Marcia when she wants to discuss a disagreement. That wouldn't just violate Stoic principles of respect, it would also go against Cato's own commitment to open and honest communication within his marriage. The manipulative silence often associated with ignoring someone further deviates from Stoicism. Stoicism encourages virtuous behavior and emotional control. Using silence as a tool to control a woman's emotions goes against the core Stoic value of living virtuously. As Epictetus reminds us, it is not that things happen to us, but that we react to them as if they do. Ignoring someone is essentially a reactive response that seeks to control the situation and the other person's emotions, rather than a virtuous response that focuses on managing your own thoughts and reactions. Finally, Stoicism teaches emotional resilience. Ignoring someone might seem like a way to avoid conflict, but it ultimately hinders your ability to navigate difficult situations productively. Open communication allows both parties to express their emotions healthily and work towards a resolution. Ignoring someone only postpones the inevitable and hinders emotional growth. There's a Stoic proverb that says, "The chief task in life is simply this, to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control." Ignoring someone obscures this distinction, hindering your ability to confront challenges and fostering emotional stagnation. So, the next time you think ignoring someone, especially a woman, is the answer, remember the wisdom of the Stoics. Open and honest communication, even when challenging, fosters understanding, respect, and emotional control, all central pillars of Stoicism. By prioritizing clear communication, we can build stronger, more resilient relationships, achieving the tranquility and well-being Stoicism aspires to. After all, a relationship built on silence is a recipe for a future filled with frustration, not happiness. Now that coffee's getting cold, let's talk about how you can put Stoicism's principles into practice in your own life. And now you waltz into a room buzzing with life. Heads swivel, surprised murmurs erupt. A wave of validation washes over you, inflating your self-worth like a party balloon. But what happens when the music fades, the murmurs die down, and you're just another face in the throng? Stoicism offers a different path, a philosophy that illuminates a life where your value isn't a flickering candle at the whim of every draft, but a resolute lighthouse anchored within. Roman emperor and Stoic icon, Marcus Aurelius, pondered this very question in his Meditations. How much time we waste in looking for happiness outside ourselves and neglecting the treasure house within. External validation, Stoics argue, is a fickle companion, a wisp of smoke easily scattered by the winds of circumstance and ever-shifting trends. Today's praise can vanish overnight, replaced by the allure of the next big thing. This relentless chase for external validation is a recipe for disappointment, a foundation built on the ever-changing sands of other people's opinions. Stoicism, in stark contrast, champions the power of focusing on your internal domain, your actions, thoughts, and reactions. Think of Epictetus, a freed slave turned Stoic philosopher. With a mischievous glint in his eye, he might say, as he did in his Enchiridion, "Man is not troubled by events, but by the view he takes of them." Living a virtuous life, guided by principles like reason, justice, and courage, builds an impregnable fortress of inner strength and self-respect. It's not about achieving flawlessness, but about the continuous journey of becoming the best version of yourself. This introspective voyage, a process of self-reflection where you identify areas for growth and align your actions with your values, fosters a deep sense of accomplishment. It's a success story written not for the fleeting applause of an audience, but for the profound satisfaction of your own personal evolution. You may know that Stoicism also encourages you to discover purpose that transcends the fleeting desire for attention. A Stoic proverb reminds us, "The chief task in life is simply this, to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control." When you dedicate yourself to goals that resonate with your core values, when you contribute positively to the vibrant tapestry of the world around you, a profound sense of fulfillment takes root. This intrinsic motivation fuels your self-worth in a way that external validation can never replicate. Instead of being a ship tossed by the emotional tides of attention, Stoicism teaches you to manage your emotions with the quiet strength of a seasoned sailor. You understand that external events don't have to dictate your internal compass. Detaching yourself from the need for external validation fosters emotional resilience. You remain calm and centered even when you don't receive the spotlight you might crave. This emotional stability allows you to focus on what truly matters, living a life of integrity and purpose, a life guided by the Stoic virtue of amor fati, the love of fate, accepting whatever life throws your way with grace and equanimity. For real, Stoicism aspires for something far richer than superficial attention. It fosters genuine connection, a network of relationships built on mutual respect and shared values. By focusing on authenticity in your interactions, you cultivate relationships that provide a sense of belonging and support, a far more nourishing alternative to the fleeting validation of a fleeting crowd. This approach is a recipe for a life of self-worth, emotional resilience, and meaningful connection, a far cry from the manipulative tactics that might masquerade as ignoring someone. It's a life illuminated by the wisdom of Epictetus's reminder: happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one thing. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. It is only after we distinguish between these two that we can begin to find peace. Our daily work routine feels like a whirlwind, deadlines loom like storm clouds, colleagues approach needing your help, and across the room, a captivating glance sparks a flicker of attraction. Clickbait videos promising the art of ignoring might make you want to play a silent game, using your absence as a weapon. But Stoicism, a philosophy focused on virtue and emotional control, offers a more grounded approach. While Stoics accept things outside their control, like someone's feelings towards them, ignoring them entirely contradicts core Stoic principles. Stoicism champions the concept of focusing on your internal domain, your actions, thoughts, and reactions. Ignoring someone is essentially a passive-aggressive tactic, a veiled manipulation through deafening silence. Stoicism, on the other hand, encourages open and honest communication. A simple explanation, "Swamped right now, but let's chat later," demonstrates respect and avoids passive-aggressive games. This aligns with the Stoic principle of acting with integrity, even in seemingly trivial interactions. The ignoring approach often stems from insecurity or a desire for power plays. Stoicism, however, emphasizes emotional mastery. If someone's attention is distracting, acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them dictate your behavior. Focus on your work. Address the situation with a clear head later. This emotional control fosters a sense of calm and allows for well-considered choices, a far cry from the manipulative silence of ignoring. Treating others with respect is a cornerstone of a virtuous life, a central tenet of Stoicism. Ignoring someone, especially someone you find attractive, can come across as disrespectful and dismissive. Stoicism encourages treating everyone with courtesy, even if you're not interested in pursuing a relationship. A simple smile and friendly greeting demonstrate respect and uphold your own integrity. Open communication is another key concept. The ignoring approach thrives on unspoken messages, creating unnecessary confusion. Clear communication is essential. If you're interested in getting to know this person, initiate a conversation when you have the time. If not, a polite explanation sets clear boundaries and avoids the drama of ignoring someone. Clear communication promotes healthy relationships, a goal central to Stoicism. Instead of resorting to silence, Stoicism offers a path paved with mindfulness and presence. Imagine yourself completely absorbed in your work, deadlines met with focus and efficiency. This mental clarity allows you to acknowledge the spark of attraction across the room without getting swept away by it. Later, when you have a free moment, you can approach the situation with a clear head and open communication, whether it's striking up a conversation or politely setting boundaries. This mindful approach fosters emotional resilience and allows you to navigate the situation with authenticity. In essence, Stoicism rejects the manipulative tactics of ignoring and instead offers a framework for genuine connection. By focusing on your internal world, managing your emotions, treating others with respect, and practicing clear communication, you can navigate work dynamics and personal interactions with integrity and purpose. This approach leads to a life filled with emotional resilience, meaningful connections, and the freedom that comes from acting in accordance with your values. You're curled up on the couch, controller clutched in your hand, that familiar pregame buzz tingling through you. There's no denying it, video games can be an awesome way to unwind, to lose yourself in a fantastical world or strategize your way to victory. But picture this. Imagine taking that same chunk of time and pouring it into learning a new language, that one you've always been curious about. Imagine the conversations you could have, the cultures you could connect with. Or maybe you could channel that energy into a creative project you've been putting off, that novel you've been itching to write, or that melody stuck in your head. Even just a deep conversation with a friend, catching up on life and sharing stories, can leave you feeling enriched and connected. The Stoics, those philosophers from way back with the impressive facial hair and even more impressive ideas, would likely give you a knowing look about the importance of time management. They saw time as a precious resource, like a bag overflowing with golden coins. Every hour you spend gaming is a coin spent. Now, video games can be a great way to de-stress after a long day, a mental escape hatch. But wouldn't you rather invest some of those golden coins on something that helps you develop as a person? The Stoics were big on this concept of virtue, which basically means striving to be the best version of yourself, mentally and physically. Sure, games can hone your reflexes or strategic thinking, but do they really push you to be more disciplined, more thoughtful, or hungrier for knowledge? Probably not. History is packed with examples of Stoics who put this philosophy into action. Take Epictetus, for instance, a former slave who rose to become a renowned philosopher. He was all about understanding what you can control and what you can't. You can't control how addictive that next level in your favorite game might be, the way the flashing lights and the promise of loot pull you in. But you can absolutely control how you spend your time. Imagine Epictetus' reaction if you told him you were ditching a chance to learn a new skill or have a heartfelt conversation with a friend in favor of another virtual adventure. He'd probably raise an eyebrow, maybe even offer a wry smile, and remind you that there's a whole world out there waiting to be experienced. Listen, even the Stoics knew the value of kicking back and relaxing. But their idea of leisure was more about activities that recharge your spirit, not just distract you. Think about it. Getting lost in a captivating book, feeling the sun on your face while exploring a new park, catching up with loved ones over a cup of coffee. These are the kinds of things that leave you feeling rejuvenated and ready to tackle the world, not just ready for the next boss fight. For sure, how you spend your free time is completely your call. But by adopting a bit of a Stoic mindset, you can approach video games with a clearer head. They can be a fantastic way to unwind, but don't let them become a black hole that sucks up all your time and energy. There's a whole world out there waiting to be explored, knowledge waiting to be absorbed, and experiences waiting to be had. So, the next time you reach for the controller, maybe take a second to consider whether that's the best way to spend your golden coins. Maybe there's something else out there that could leave you feeling a little more fulfilled, a little closer to being the best version of yourself. In the swirling vortex of dating advice, we often stumble upon tactics that feel as inauthentic as a reality TV show's manufactured drama. Remember that whole art of the ignore craze? Yeah, it leaves us with a sinking feeling, like we're expected to play a manipulative game instead of fostering a genuine connection. There's a powerful philosophy called Stoicism that offers a refreshing alternative, a life raft in these choppy waters of love. It throws overboard the manipulative tactics and mind games, instead focusing on forging genuine connections built on a foundation of mutual respect and shared passions, the kind of stuff that truly weathers any storm, be it a disagreement over whose turn it is to do the dishes or navigating the complexities of life together. Imagine this, endlessly contorting ourselves into a pretzel to fit some idealized mold, all to impress a potential partner? Talk about emotionally draining. Wouldn't it be exhilarating to find someone who appreciates the symphony of your authentic self? From your quirky laugh to your unwavering passion for rescuing stray kittens? Stoicism encourages us to embark on a journey of self-discovery, to cultivate the things that make us tick and become the most awesome versions of ourselves. When we radiate genuine confidence and self-acceptance, that magnetism becomes an irresistible force, like the gravitational pull that keeps the planets in their harmonious orbit. Stoicism doesn't ask us to become emotionless robots programmed for polite conversation. It's about understanding the tides of our emotions and navigating them with grace. Just like the Stoic philosopher Seneca advised, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Ditch the mind games designed to hook someone's attention with a fleeting sense of mystery. Instead, focus on fostering real conversations, building bridges of connection through shared experiences and open communication. Treat your potential partner with the same respect you'd offer your closest friend or a wise mentor. If a spark ignites, it'll be genuine, a fire you can build on together, brick by emotional brick. Some might argue that a touch of mystery adds spice to the mix. But is that what we truly crave in the bedrock of a relationship? As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely observed, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one thing. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. It is only after we distinguish between the two that we can begin to find peace. Playing mind games falls squarely outside our control, ultimately creating a lopsided dynamic in the relationship, like a lopsided seesaw destined to topple over. Stoicism is about playing the long game, the marathon of love, not the sprint of fleeting attraction. By investing in personal growth and our emotional well-being, we blossom into more attractive partners over time. We cultivate connections with people who share our values, fostering a bond that transcends fleeting attraction. It's about building something real and enduring, like the metaphorical garden cultivated by Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations, a space where we nurture virtue, wisdom, and genuine relationships. Remember, a Stoic proverb reminds us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Let's not squander precious moments on manipulative tactics. Let's focus on becoming the best versions of ourselves and attracting genuine connections built on mutual respect and shared passions. After all, isn't that the recipe for a truly fulfilling love story? A story that unfolds with the richness and depth of a classic novel, not the fleeting drama of a reality TV show. And now we can thinking about rejection, like the ever-turning tides, washes over us throughout life. It can leave a sting, whether it's a discarded application, an unrequited affection, or a social misstep that makes us cringe. But here's where Stoicism steps in. It doesn't promise a life free from rejection, that's a battle ultimately destined for defeat, but rather offers the invaluable skill of navigating its choppy waters with poise. Stoicism is built on the understanding of our circle of influence. Our actions, efforts, and attitudes reside firmly within this circle. However, the outcomes of the decisions of others, the whims of fate, lie entirely outside its boundaries. When rejection rears its head, Stoicism reminds us that another's choice doesn't diminish our inherent value. It simply reflects their needs or desires, which are beyond our control. By focusing our energy on what we can control, our reaction, we maintain our self-respect and inner calm. One might think simply ignoring the one who delivered the rejection aligns with this philosophy, a way to detach from the situation altogether. However, this approach often breeds problems, especially in close quarters like friendships or professional settings. It fosters passive-aggressive behavior, hinders clear communication, and can irreparably damage the bond. Stoicism, on the other hand, advocates for a more proactive approach. We acknowledge the rejection, voice our feelings if the situation warrants it, and then move forward with our heads held high. Embedded within every no lies a hidden treasure, a chance to learn and evolve. Perhaps our resume needs some sprucing up, the timing wasn't ideal, or the circumstances simply didn't mesh. By viewing rejection as constructive criticism, we can refine our strategies and enhance our prospects for success down the road. Neglecting this feedback leads to stagnation, limiting our progress and hindering our potential. The ability to face rejection with composure builds resilience, a cornerstone for navigating life's inevitable challenges. Life throws curveballs our way, and how we respond shapes who we become. By mastering the art of accepting rejection without letting it define us, we cultivate emotional fortitude. We become more adaptable, more confident in our intrinsic worth, and ultimately, better equipped to seize the opportunities that come knocking. Finally, accepting rejection frees us to channel our energy towards what truly matters, the precious resources of our time, our energy, and our emotional well-being. Dwelling on slights and dismissals squanders these invaluable assets. By learning to loosen our grip on rejection, we liberate ourselves to pursue endeavors that align with our values and aspirations. This shift in focus propels us forward, empowering us to create a life imbued with purpose and contentment, a much richer approach than simply resigning ourselves to the inevitable. In the throes of the Roman Empire, amidst the clamor of battles and the weight of ruling, Emperor Marcus Aurelius contemplated a question that resonates deeply with our modern struggles in love. His wasn't a query about military strategy or political maneuvering, but rather a profound inquiry about navigating the complexities of the human experience. How do we find our way through the world around us? This seemingly distant philosophical pondering holds surprising relevance in the whirlwind of modern dating, where fleeting connections and manipulative tactics often take center stage. Aurelius's wisdom encourages us to focus on the aspects within our control, our thoughts, values, and actions, rather than be swept away by external forces, like the fleeting allure of a captivating but incompatible partner. This principle becomes especially important when considering manipulative tactics like ignoring a woman to win affection. Such tactics prioritize a superficial win over building a genuine connection based on shared values, a connection that forms the bedrock of a lasting and fulfilling relationship. The yearning for connection and reciprocated attraction is woven into the very fabric of our being. We crave the spark, the feeling of being seen and desired. However, true fulfillment doesn't come from the fleeting validation of external sources. A Stoic teacher like Epictetus might remind us of this by urging us to distinguish between what we can control, our reactions, and what we cannot, her feelings. By employing manipulative tactics like ignoring someone, we not only disregard a core principle, acting with integrity and authenticity, but also prioritize a temporary win over building a genuine connection based on shared values. Like a prominent Stoic thinker like Seneca offering a different perspective. He might warn us against the intoxicating effects of desire, which can cloud our judgment and make us overlook fundamental incompatibilities in a potential partner. Focusing on long-term compatibility, as opposed to quick fixes, necessitates a clear-eyed assessment of their values, goals, and character. Do these align with our own? Can we envision building a fulfilling life together based on mutual respect and understanding? Ignoring these crucial questions in favor of manipulative tactics only sets the stage for future disappointment. The dark psychology, of ignoring someone breeds not just resentment and anger in the target of our affection, but also within ourselves. These negative emotions not only sabotage our chances of a genuine connection, but also cloud our judgment and impede our ability to find a truly compatible partner. By contrast, focusing on self-improvement and cultivating emotional control allows us to approach potential relationships with a sense of inner peace and clarity. Never forget that lasting love isn't a game to be won with manipulative tactics. It flourishes on a foundation of mutual respect, shared values, and genuine connection. While the art of ignoring someone might provide a temporary sense of control, it undermines the core principles that lead to a fulfilling and lasting relationship. The true path to love lies not in manipulative games, but in introspection, self-improvement, and the pursuit of a partner who complements us on a deeper level. This approach, though less dramatic than manipulative tactics, is far more likely to lead to a love that endures, a love that burns with a steady and unwavering flame. Beneath the relentless Roman sun, a young blacksmith named Marcus hammered away at an anvil, frustration etched on his brow. Across the dusty marketplace, amidst the vibrant displays of silks and spices, stood Sophia, a captivating woman with eyes the color of the Mediterranean and a laugh that could charm the birds from the trees. But Marcus, a simple man with calloused hands and a quiet demeanor, felt a suffocating sense of inadequacy. How could he compete with the wealthy merchants and eloquent poets who flocked around Sophia? One day, as Marcus wrestled with a particularly stubborn piece of iron, a wizened figure with a long white beard entered his shop. It was Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher and advisor to the emperor himself. Seneca, sensing the turmoil within Marcus, stopped and addressed him with a gentle voice. "Young man, what is it that troubles you?" Marcus, surprised by the unexpected visitor, hesitated before confessing, "I yearn to win the heart of a woman, but I fear my lack of wealth and social standing makes me invisible to her." Seneca placed a calming hand on Marcus's shoulder. "True worth," he said, his voice carrying the weight of experience, "does not reside in external possessions or fleeting opinions. It resides within the strength of your character, the integrity of your actions, and the kindness of your heart." Marcus pondered these words. He realized that focusing on impressing Sophia through manipulative tactics, like ignoring her to appear aloof, was like trying to polish a tarnished shield with sand. It wouldn't reveal his true value, and it certainly wouldn't win her genuine affection. The next day, Marcus approached Sophia with newfound confidence, not the bravado of a peacock, but the quiet dignity of a man at peace with himself. He spoke to her with sincerity, sharing his passion for his craft and his dreams for the future. To his surprise, Sophia, who had grown weary of empty flattery from others, found his genuine nature refreshing. They began spending time together, their connection deepening with every conversation. Years later, Marcus and Sophia, a successful blacksmith couple with a family, sat reminiscing about their courtship. "Do you remember?" Sophia smiled. "How shy you seemed when we first met." Marcus chuckled, a warmth filling his eyes. "Indeed, but thanks to a wise Stoic philosopher, I learned that true confidence comes from within. It allows you to be your authentic self, and that, my love, is far more attractive than any game." Their story became a testament to the power of Stoic principles. True confidence, built on self-acceptance and inner strength, is the key to attracting genuine connections, not manipulative tactics like ignoring someone. Just as a strong, forged blade needs no ornamentation to be valuable, so too does genuine love blossom when we nurture our inner worth. Craving a real connection in this age of fleeting swipes and superficiality? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy all about reason and being your best self, offers a timeless compass for building healthy relationships. Forget manipulative tactics that give you a temporary illusion of control. Stoicism is the real deal. Picture a bustling Roman marketplace. A young man named Marcus, smitten by Claudia, contemplates ways to win her affection. Ignoring her to pique her interest might cross his mind. However, a Stoic philosopher witnessing this scene would offer a different perspective. Genuine connection flourishes from authenticity, not manipulation. By prioritizing honest and open communication, Marcus can cultivate trust and respect, the bedrock of any great relationship. Stoicism emphasizes acting with integrity and authenticity in all aspects of life, including relationships. Ditch the manipulative tactics and embrace open communication. Express your needs, desires, and concerns honestly and respectfully. Create a safe space for your partner to do the same. This honest exchange fosters deeper understanding and strengthens your bond. It also highlights the importance of emotional control. Manipulative tactics often stem from insecurity and a desire to control your partner's emotions. Stoicism teaches you to manage your emotions and respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. This equips you to navigate disagreements with respect and compassion, fostering a sense of security and trust within the relationship. Let's consider a couple facing conflict. One partner, influenced by manipulative tactics, might resort to silent treatment as punishment or control. However, a Stoic approach encourages open communication. The couple would engage in a calm and respectful conversation, acknowledging their feelings and working towards a resolution together. This fosters teamwork and strengthens their bond. Finally, a healthy relationship thrives on mutual respect. Stoicism teaches you to value your partner's perspective and opinions, even if they differ from your own. This doesn't necessitate blind agreement, but rather an openness to comprehending their viewpoint. By practicing active listening and considering their feelings, you create a space where both partners feel valued and respected. Embrace honesty, clear communication, emotional control, and mutual respect. Stoicism offers a more sustainable and rewarding path towards a healthy and happy love life. It's about building a connection based on authenticity and virtue, not manipulative tactics. This approach stands in stark contrast, offering a foundation for a love that endures. We've reached the curtain call on this deep dive into ignoring and Stoicism in the dating world. Let's ditch the tired notion of playing hard to get. Stoicism is about cultivating a genuine fire of self-confidence from within. When you focus on living a virtuous life and mastering your emotions, that inner strength becomes your secret weapon, attracting partners who appreciate your authentic glow. Remember, healthy connections are built on a foundation of mutual respect and open communication. Stoicism teaches emotional control, but that doesn't mean silencing your feelings. It's about expressing them with clarity and honesty. So, if someone sparks your interest, don't be a ghost. Let them know. Show your interest authentically and with respect. You might be surprised at the positive response. Now, there will be times when a strategic pause is the right move. Maybe you need space to navigate your own emotions, or perhaps the other person's behavior raises red flags. But remember, this type of ignoring comes from a place of self-respect and healthy boundaries, not manipulation. It's a temporary timeout, not a permanent power play. Think of Stoicism as a personal upgrade for your dating life. It's about showing up as your most authentic, awesome self. It's about approaching connections with integrity, honesty, and a healthy dose of self-worth. By embodying these principles, you won't just attract the right kind of partner, you'll cultivate stronger, more fulfilling relationships in all areas of your life. Ditch the outdated tactics and embrace the power of Stoicism. It might just be the key to unlocking a world of meaningful connections where you feel respected, valued, and truly seen. That's a wrap for today. We'll see you on the next one, where we'll be diving into another interesting topic to help you navigate the wonderful, messy world of love and dating. Thanks for joining us on this exploration.